Assalamu alaikum and welcome to your very first step in learning the Arabic language. This is Lesson 1, Introduction to the Arabic Alphabet. If you have never read a word of Arabic before, you are in the right place. Today we are going to break down the barrier of the alphabet. Here is our plan for this video. First, we will talk a bit about the alphabet itself. Then we will do an overview of the letters. Finally, we will move on to practice and assign you some homework. Before we dive into the technical shapes, let's talk about why we are doing this. For many of you, the goal is to read the Qur'an. There are immense virtues attached to this journey. First, reading the Qur'an multiplies your rewards. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever recites one letter from the Qur'an will receive 10 good deeds." Second, reading brings peace to the heart. As the verse in Surah Arad states, "Verily, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest." Reading the Quran is indeed the best form of remembrance. Lastly, remember that the best people are those who learn the Quran. The Prophet said, "The best of you are those who learn the Quran and teach it." So even as you struggle with these first few letters today, remember that this effort is elevating you. Here is the roadmap for our journey. We are starting with Phase 1, the alphabet. This is the foundation. Once we master the letters, we will move to Phase 2, basics of Tajweed, and then eventually Phase 3, advanced Tajweed. In this first phase, we will cover the alphabet, the vowel marks known as harakat, and other essentials like Sukoon and Shada, leading up to reading your first verses. Let's look at the big picture. Here is the full table of the Arabic alphabet. It consists of 28 letters. There are a few golden rules you need to know. First, Arabic is always written from right to left. Second, almost every letter has 4 different shapes depending on where it sits in the word: isolated, initial, medial, or final. And third, unlike English, there are no distinct vowels in the alphabet itself. We use marks for those. Now let's learn our first set of letters. The first letter is Alif. It looks like a simple vertical line. Alif is the first letter of the Arabic alphabet, but it does not have its own sound. Instead, it serves as a support for vowel marks or to elongate a vowel sound. Our example word here is ard, which means earth. You can see the Alif standing straight at the beginning of the word. The second letter is ba. In its isolated form, it looks like a flat plate or a boat with one dot underneath. This letter represents a soft B sound, exactly like the B in the English word brother. Notice the table on the left. When bay is at the beginning or middle of a word, it loses its tail, but that single dot always stays underneath to identify it. Our example word is Bob, which means door. The third letter is ta. It belongs to the same family shape as ba, but instead of a dot below, it has 2 dots on top. It represents a clear T sound, similar to the T in the English word top. Just like ba, when you write it at the start of a word, the shape simplifies, but the 2 dots remain on top. Next is the fourth letter, tha. This is the last of the boat-shaped family. It has 3 dots arranged in a triangle on top. Pronunciation is very important here. It is crucial not to replace this sound with an S. It is a th sound, like in the English word thing. To pronounce it correctly, you must place the tip of your tongue between your upper and lower teeth and exhale. The example word is thalaja, meaning fridge. Now we move to a new shape. This is the letter Jeem. It looks like a wave with a large curve and a single dot inside or below it. Jeem is the 5th letter and represents a j sound, similar to the J in jam or jet. When this letter connects to other words, the bottom curve is cut off and it becomes a straight line, but the dot remains below. Example, Jubal, which means mount. Jeem has a brother with the same shape but no dots. This is the letter ha. This letter represents a sharp, clean sound from the throat. Imagine the sound of a breathy exhale. The image displayed is a rope, hobble. The last letter for today is ka. It has the same shape as Jeem and Ha, but it carries one dot on top. This makes a heavy sound from the back of the throat. The example image is bread, known as khubz in Arabic. Before we read full words, we must understand the short vowels, also known as harakat. In Arabic, the letters are consonants, and these small marks tell us what vowel sound comes next. There are three main marks you need to know. Fatha. This is a small dash placed above the letter. It creates a short A sound. Kasra. This is a small dash placed below the letter. It creates a short E sound. Damma. This looks like a tiny loop or a small wow placed above the letter. It creates a short oo sound. Now let's look at the practice table and apply these vowels to read our first words. First word. We have Alif with a Fatha, sound A, and Ba with a Damma, sound Bu. This reads Abun, which means father. Second word, we have Alif with a Fatha and Ka with a Damma. This reads Akhun, which means brother. Third word, we connect Ta, Ha, and Ta. With the Fathas on top, this reads Tahta, which means under. Fourth word, we connect Ba, Ha, and Tha. This reads Bahatha, which means he researched. You have just read your first Arabic words. Your homework is to practice writing these letters and memorizing where the dots go. If you found this lesson helpful, please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss lesson 2. Assalamu alaikum.